What's up, everybody? This is Danny Mathematics again. Today, I want to focus on a middle school concept called quadratic functions, and also in high school, I think around like 9th, 10th graders, they also have to utilize the quadratic formula in a quadratic function as well. So today, we're going to solve quadratic functions by using the quadratic formula, okay? The reason why we're using the quadratic formula is because we're trying to identify the values that x could be in order to make this quadratic formula equal 0, okay? That's why I have this quadratic formula in the form of standard form to where it all equals 0. So since it's a second degree polynomial, right, or a quadratic function, it has two names. So you can either say second degree polynomial or you can say a quadratic function. Its highest degree is 2, meaning that there are up to 2 possible values that x could be in order to make this whole thing equal 0, okay? So that's what we're gonna find out. So looking at the standard form, and I already kind of preset everything so the video won't be as long as the first example. Looking at the standard form, it's in the standard form of ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0, okay? So if we're following the standard form, that means that 1, and whenever you have an x squared or x to whatever power and there's no coefficient in front of it, it's automatically 1. So 1 has to be a, or the a value has to be 1, okay? The b, the plus bx to the first power, right? The b is the -5. And yes, if there's an operation sign in front of the coefficient, you have to connect the operation sign with the coefficient, okay? It goes with the coefficient. So since it's a subtraction sign, that turns into a negative sign, okay? So that is b. So b equals -5. And also in the quadratic formula, which we're about to get to in a second, we also have a negative b. So if positive b is -5, then that means that negative b is positive 5, okay? And then we do have one constant that we label as c, and that constant in this particular case will be a positive 6. So c is positive 6, okay? So I do have the quadratic formula already set, and I've already color-coded everything, so we can easily see where these particular values go, okay? So whatever you are identifying the values, guys, please take time and make a key, because if you're just trying to just get the values just from the quadratic function, you might mess up, okay? So if I was you, I would create a key so you already have your values, so when you plug in your values, it's an easy process, okay? So let's go ahead and start plugging in values, okay? The first value, which is the negative b, I know that negative b is a positive 5. So I got that value, okay? So I got a positive 5 plus or minus the square root of, now I have, within the square root, I have a b squared. B is a -5, so it's -5 squared, okay? Minus 4 times a times c, okay? A is 1, c is 6. All divided by 2 times a, and once again, we know that a has the value of 1, okay? So we actually did the most important step within this process is identifying the values, okay? And then actually plugging in the values where they go. If you do not plug in the value correctly, you will get the wrong answer. So this is a very, very important step, okay? So now, all we have to do is actually solve and simplify. So let's solve and simplify. That's all we're doing moving forward, okay? So we still have that positive 5 plus or minus the square root of, okay, -5 to the second power. A lot of misconceptions, or the main misconception that a lot of kids think is whenever they have an exponent of 2, they think it's saying -5 times 2. It's not saying -5 times 2. It's saying -5 times a -5, which is a positive 25. All right? So that is a positive 25. Okay? Minus 4 times 1 times 6, right? That's actually a -4. So -4 times 1 is still -4, and -4 times 6 is a negative 24, so which you can just say minus 24. Okay? All divided by 2 times 1, which is 2. Okay? So we're almost done, guys. We're almost done. Now, the only thing we really have to simplify moving forward is the square root. Okay? So, once again, let's keep going. I still have a 5 plus or minus the square root of 25 minus 24 is 1. 25 minus 24 is 1. So it's plus or minus the square root of 1, all divided by 2. All right, let's keep it going. The square root of 1 is 1, right? Because 1 times 1 equals 1. So that's the square root. So the square root of 1 is 1. Okay? So I have 5 plus or minus 1, all divided by 2. So now, ladies and gentlemen, we're down to our last and final step, right? You remember, I talked about the 2 operation signs, right? Plus or minus, okay? Meaning that at the end, we're going to add 1 to 5 and then divide it by 2. And then in another operation, we're going to subtract 1 from 5 and then divide by 2, okay? So let's actually do that right now. So the first operation we're going to add, okay? So we're going to say 5 plus 1 at the top. All divided by 2. 5 plus 1 is 6. And 6 divided by 2 is 3, okay? So we know that one of the values that x could be in order to make this whole thing equal 0 is 3. Okay, now we're going to see if x has another value, which it does. Okay, so now let's do the other operation, which is subtraction. So now I have 5 minus 1. 5 minus 1, all divided by 2. 5 minus 1 is 4. And then 4 divided by 2 is 2. All right. So we have found the 2 possible values x could be in order to make the quadratic function equal 0. So what we're going to do at the end, since we have both of our values, we're just going to just plug in one value to make sure that it equals 0, okay? So this is a great way for you to check. And if it does equal 0, then you automatically know that you have the right answers, okay? So once again, I have x squared minus 5x plus 6 equal 0. All we're going to do is we're just going to plug in one of these values as x to see if it equals 0. So let's do 3. Let's do 3. So wherever there's an x, I'm going to put a parentheses because I'm going to plug the value of that x, which is 3, inside the parentheses. Let's see if it actually equals 0. So I have a 3 squared minus 5 times 3 plus 6, okay? So 3 squared, once again, it's not 3 times 2, it's saying 3 times 3, okay? 3 times 3 is 9, okay? Negative 5 times 3 is 15, negative 15, so it's gonna be a minus 15, okay? And then we have a plus 6. Okay? 9 minus 15. 9 minus 15 is a negative 6. And then we bring down this positive 6. And then, of course, a negative 6 and a positive 6 equals 0. Okay? Because they canceled each other out. So that actually equals 0. So that proves that 3, and if we did 2, it would be the same thing, that these are the 2 values that x could be in order to make this equal 0. Okay? I will come out with an example 3 soon. And also, I already have example 1 already uploaded to my channel, so please check that out. But I will come out with more examples as we move forward. Thank you for allowing me to show you this game, and I will talk to you next time.